Ida just says, "You kids are just too cute." Harold says, "You're being too sweet on him." Then a crying girl named Mato, by the way ends up being the bartender we see at Elbaph in the present day, comes and says, "I hate how he says such mean things to you, stupid Loki." Ida says, "Mato, are you crying for me? The world is full of kind and beautiful people." Loki says, "I'm sick of this damn country," a different perspective than Ida's, even though she's an outsider and he's the prince. He says, "Every single one of you is weak and dirty. I'm going to be free like rocks." And the narrator says from then on, each time Rox visited to try to recruit Harold, Loki would attempt to join the Rox crew, but he would ultimately never get his way. So very much like Luffy and Shanks there, they could definitely bond over that, and that's why Loki recognized it in Luffy. Loki says, "Aren't you happy? I'm going to follow him out to sea, cause I hate you all right back." So Loki always wanted to go out to sea, another reason to hope he will indeed become a Straw Hat. We then move on to my favorite topic these days, Rox D. Zebek himself and where he is right now in the flashback. The narrator tells us that this is Pirate Island several months after the Rox crew took it over. Someone has come asking around saying he wants to join the Rox pirates. Other extra pirates laugh and say it won't happen and he won't even see them. The Rox pirates are the ocean's all-stars of evil. See that fish-shaped boulder over there, pointing at the future signature skull of the island? The man continues, "That's where they're said to be holed up. But the deeper into the island you go, the madder the bastards get. Good luck with that death wish," and the man laughs. He even tries to kick the mystery figure, but this guy ain't no joke, and he is serious about joining the crew. He crushes the man's head in his fist, and we are introduced to Kyo the Wicked, aka Kyo the Hitman, aka Future Silver Axe, another famous member of the Rox Pirates. People wonder what Shiki, the Golden Lion's rival, is doing here as they freak out, and Shiki is also on the Rox Pirates. Crazy how many legends are in this one crew. But the narrator explains that the strong gathered around Rox and their presence attracted even stronger recruits, and one such case was Future Silver Axe. We then finally see the holes made that will give the island its signature skull look. It was the doing of Rox himself, and he says, "What of you? Look at the scenery. Blasting a couple of holes in the place was the right call after all, ain't that right?" Rox continues, "As I was saying, there's two devil fruits I'm after. One of them's most likely on Elbaph. It'll only show its true power if Harold eats it," end quote. And one might guess that the first one is Blackbeard's current darkness fruit, and that the other one is clearly the one passed down in Harold's giant family, the mythical one we already heard about and that's been hyped up. But if Rox is presumably putting it on the same level as the darkness fruit and one of his top two fruits, that is really hyping up a fruit that might be in Loki's possession, big time. Another hype reason for Loki to join the Straw Hats, hashtag Loki for Straw Hat. We see so many famous pirates next, including Pirate Captain John and a younger and more attractive Big Mom. They're talking about the frozen giant army and about why they're trying to resurrect them. Whitebeard is there and Streusen, Linlin's partner in crime. Now, Streusen started Big Mom's crew with her. He's the head chef of it, and we have also been told that he bears a strong resemblance to Perospero, so that many people believe that he was Linlin's first husband. We were previously told that when he was young, he became the cook of a pirate crew, but stayed behind when the crew fell apart. Being a cook for the Rox Pirates definitely sounds like a legendary gig. We also see Pirate Barbell, a catfish fishman, that's a tongue twister, and a young Kaido. Rox makes it clear that they need Harold, the current king of Elbaph, so that these frozen giants will have a reason to listen to them when they're resurrected. Seems pretty crazy, all of it, but this is One Piece, so anything can happen, especially when you believe as much as Luffy and Rox, evidently. Kaido the youngster says, "Can't we just use our strength to force them to obey? We can do the same thing to that Harold guy too." At this point, Rox kicks Kaido in the face. Bro. Saying, "Never say that again, you brat." People are telling him to calm down and calming Kaido down too, who wants to fight now. They say, "We just got this island. Do you two want to turn it into a ruin already? A group like this is bound to implode sooner or later, but this isn't the time." John, the money lover, says, right, let's hold off on that till we cash in a little more. Get it, you horn-headed rookie? Rox continues to subvert expectations, and here he shows a real concern for his friend King Harold. Some admirable loyalty there. He says, Harold's my good pal. I'll crush you if you say that crap again, Kaido. Like, who expected Rox to be this way? I'm just liking him more and more each chapter. If Oda doesn't reverse things somehow soon, Garp and Roger will be looking like the bad guys to me for teaming up against this legend. We then get an epic panel of the Rox crew, and it's just funny to note how large Big Mom is and how tiny her first husband is here. But Oda loves very differently sized people having kids together, I guess. Just look at Scopper and Ripley. Rox, clearly in the leadership position, tells his crew, listen up you lot. Elbaph is the key to bringing down the Holy Land. If any of you don't buy that, then get lost. It's your choice if you want to stand with me on the day of destiny. But if you got the guts, follow me. I'll take you to the world's summit. We're told the crew is formed now, and man, looking at Rox's expression as he says all this, you cannot help but feel hyped. Oda, please keep the Rox stuff coming, at least until we see the how and why of God Valley. Now, if you enjoyed this one as much as I did, then you won't want to miss this video on screen that YouTube says you'll like